Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 601 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. I'm Heidi, and it is so good to be with you again, as always. I've had a really busy week. I'm sure you probably have too, but I just got back into town from Furniture Market in Highpoint, North Carolina. I went with one of my best friends. She's so much fun. She's always a trooper. I have to actually keep up with her when we're walking because she walks so fast, but we logged like 7 miles of walking, checking out new furniture and antiques and lighting. And it's so fun to see the latest and the greatest in the design world. It helps me keep up with everything and keep an eye on new trends that I might want to try or that my clients might be looking at. But I have to say, the real show when I go to market, it's always the people. Like the designers and the buyers are everywhere and their outfits never disappoint. Everybody's walking miles, mind you. So you've never seen more like the cooler tennis shoes ever in your life because everybody's walking miles. And so you can't do that in heels. Now, I have seen people do it in heels and I am in awe every time. But cool sneakers are everywhere. They're you don't see gym tennis shoes ever. Honestly, I don't even think I've ever seen one pair. Thank goodness. But I do see a lot of great shoes. I saw a lot of tailored blouses. Like tailored blazers, and they wear them over vintage tees. It seemed like this year the 70s were the trend. But market for these guys, it's, and including me, we always know we got to go looking good because everybody's going to look good. And we're on our feet from 7 in the morning to 7 p.m. And somehow people still manage to look like they walked off the streets of New York, which some of them did. But anyway, I'm always obsessed with people watching. And I am also never surprised. I know the looks are going to be killer because if you're trusted to dress someone's home or their office, you kind of got to look like you know how. And we do kind of judge people by the way they dress. It's that first impression of sizing people up. And we all do this instant math on each other. Like you're looking at the shoes and the fits and the color story. Within 3 seconds, we've decided if like someone's competent or creative or maybe a little careless. That's maybe harsh, but it's also human. We are human. That's the human tendency. I saw a clip on X that reminded me of how important your personal presentation can be. It was this 20-something guy, and he works at this laid-back startup. So everybody kind of just dresses casually, like jeans and hoodies, however you can imagine that they dress. But he'd been seeing these accounts talking about dressing up to move up. And so he thought, well, why not? Why don't I try it? So he swapped his just everyday tennis shoes and jeans and t-shirt for this like pressed Oxford, and he had these wool fitted trousers, and he also found some Oxfords that looked really good. He didn't put on a suit, and he didn't want to look like he was trying too hard. He just wanted to look like he was being intentional. And within a week, like people started saying hello to him that didn't usually say hello to him. So like the security guard would nod hello. Normally he wouldn't even notice him. The VP asked his opinion on a deck. I don't know what that meant, but anyway, his teammates even kind of started asking his advice on things. But the wildest thing to me was he started acting like that guy. He showed up differently. He felt confident enough to speak up. He even pitched the feature he'd been sitting on for months. You see, the clothes didn't give him the ideas. They gave him permission to believe he was the guy who has them. And I feel this in my bones. I'm an interior designer. My job is imagination on demand. But if I roll out of bed and straight into like this drafting class I'm doing, even though it's online and nobody sees me, if I just get up and just sort of get in leggings and maybe a sweatshirt or, I feel like my brain is still half asleep, and my drawing is not as good. I'm not as confident with it. I erase more than I keep. But the mornings that I take a little time and I really get ready, which I do every time now because I realize the difference it makes even when nobody's going to see me. It just feels like something clicks. And I sit at that architecture board and I feel like I belong there. My hand moves faster and I trust the first mark instead of second guessing it. And here's the thing also, when I meet with clients, never do I attempt to have a meeting unless I feel like I'm presenting my best. Now, I will reschedule a consult before I show up in gym clothes. No way. Because the second I walk through the door, I'm not just selling sofas and pillows. I am selling confidence that their home can feel as good as I look when I walk in. And if I don't believe it in my own skin, how am I going to ask them to believe it? For that place for me to dress the place that is so sacred to them. So here's the idea that I can't stop turning over in my head. What if we treated getting dressed like we treat designing a room? Not as a chore, but as intentionally setting the mood for the day. Now, when I walk into a client's living room, or whatever room it is, a lot of times I'll say, how do you want to feel here? Do you want to feel calm? Do you want to feel energized? Do you want to feel glamorous? And then I'll layer the texture and color, and I'll layer lighting until the space answers that feeling, that mood. Why don't we do that for the body that we live in every day? Like every morning could be a little mini mood board. So if you need to be focused and serious, maybe you put on that navy blazer with a crisp white shirt and it kind of gives you a quiet authority. If you need to be creative, maybe that beautiful colored, whatever, luxurious cashmere sweater that makes you look at yourself twice when you catch a reflection. Or maybe if you're needing courage because you have to do some hard stuff, maybe you have to have a few hard conversations, or maybe you have to discuss money. That's never a fun job for me, but I'm getting better at it. So maybe you put on those tall boots that click like punctuation marks. It's not about impressing strangers. It's about engineering your own emotional architecture. So you're the client and the designer. Dress for the life you want to inhabit before you ever even step into it, because it matters. You can remember the last time you wore that outfit out that maybe you felt a little frumpy in it and you kind of spent the day shrinking. Maybe you crossed your arms because you didn't like the way it looked, or your voice was low, or ideas that you had, you never said them because you didn't feel confident enough to voice them. But when you feel your best, you have the confidence to give your best. The days where I feel super confident in my outfit and maybe my hair and makeup are on point, I feel like I can conquer whatever's in front of me. And people treat me differently too. They do. If you look amazing, people will treat you differently. Even though it's the same DNA as was in that frumpy outfit, it's the difference in how you presented it. Different uniform, exponentially different impact. So here's your challenge for this week. Maybe carve out just one ordinary day. It doesn't have to be doing anything spectacular, or maybe it is something spectacular, and then by all means you need to do it. But maybe you're just on a Thursday going to the grocery store, or Saturday you're just running around. Doesn't matter. Dress like the version of you who's already 3 steps ahead. Not for the likes, not for the applause, just simply for the experiment. Maybe notice those little micro moments. Do strangers meet your eyes a little longer? Maybe they nod. Maybe they notice you. Do you volunteer a bold suggestion? Do you walk into the coffee shop like you own the playlist? I bet you will. Because the most stylish thing you can wear, in my opinion, is confidence. And I never feel more confident than when I present myself in the very best way I can. You can show yourself that how you present yourself rewires how you experience everything throughout the day. Give it a shot. Now go design your day from the outside in. Share this with 3 amazing people who have ever knocked your socks off with their style. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.